Welcome back, Level 1 NCEA physicists and earth space scientists, continuing on with the human change in Earth system internal. We've looked at the atmosphere previous lesson. Today we're going to look at the biosphere. So what is the biosphere? The biosphere includes all the life on Earth. So that can be the plants, which you see in the image here, animals like us as humans, and also all those microorganisms like fungi and bacteria. And the way it interacts with the Earth system, other Earth systems like the atmosphere, the hydrosphere and the geosphere are part of this internal, which we'll look at more detail later. So in terms of natural changes to the biosphere, we have volcanic eruptions, which we've looked at quite a few times already, the idea of earthquakes, which can change the biosphere, and also climate variations, which where climate change kind of comes in. In terms of human interaction and human changes, we can affect the biosphere by deforestation, polluting the natural environment, and also again the climate change, which changes the basically where animals live, Earth. So the biosphere, as we mentioned in the previous slide, is connected to other spheres. So both matter and energy flow between the spheres. For example, using the water cycle and the carbon cycle, which we'll explore in more detail later. So for example, the carbon cycle, which we're kind of focusing on for this internal, plants absorb carbon dioxide through photosynthesis. Animals like us eat the plants, and then we respire and also die to release carbon dioxide. In terms of human impact, burning fossil fuels in particular increases the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and that of course affects all spheres through climate change and the greenhouse effect. So in terms of the human impact on the biosphere, here are just three examples. So deforestation, so what that does is it removes trees, and trees, being part of the biosphere, absorb carbon dioxide. So because there aren't enough trees, then there's more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Therefore, we get a warmer climate through the greenhouse effect. In terms of pollution, air pollution like sulfur dioxide pollution from cars basically leads to the greenhouse effect again, and this changes weather patterns, leading to affecting the biosphere as well. And especially in the New Zealand context, ideas around overfishing and non-sustainable farming, they affect the ocean ecosystems, at least in terms of overfishing, and also carbon storage, not only in the sea but also land if we use land for farming as opposed for planting trees or maintaining native forests. So in terms of solutions and sustainable practices around managing the geosphere, we can reduce fossil fuel use by using renewable energies like solar, wind and hydro. We are at an advantage, of course, in New Zealand because we have the hydro lakes, for example. We can protect our forest and ocean, because that basically is a carbon capture point, both in the forests and also in the oceans. So we can support conservation efforts for oceans and for our forests, and also plant trees because they act as a carbon sink. And the use of Indigenous knowledge, especially in Aotearoa New Zealand, so both Māori and Pacific practices like rahui, or temporary bans of, say, fishing, help protect ecosystems. And remember that even though they seem small, small changes make a big difference.